Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Stitch and Stacy. Today I wanted to do a project with you that I originally made myself. I was just experimenting one day with my granny squares. As you know, granny squares are very popular. There are many different kinds of granny squares, and this is just one of the basics. As you can tell, it has some spacing in it. There are granny squares that have a lot less spacing in them, but we will be doing the same granny square. But the way that I like to do my projects, if you watch my videos, is I like to use different colors when I duplicate a project. That way you can see the variety. Okay, and as you can tell, I use some chunky yarn in this. I had the pink, blue, yellow, orange, and green. It does have the tassels, and it is bordered in eyelash yarn. And then the inside border and the part where you're connecting your squares is just a plain red heart white. So this is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to move this and I'm going to show you. These are going to be the main colors that we're going to use. Okay, some of our granny squares are going to be the pink, light pink, dark brown, light brown color. And then the other is going to be the dark brown, and these are all chunky yarns. But the border where the white is for mine, I'm not really sure yet. We've got a ways to go before I have to be sure. I'm either going to use this, you can tell in contrast in the difference of this. It's a real furry. It's not eyelash or anything like that. It's a chunky yarn. It's a little less thick than these, but it just kind of looks real furry if you really look at it real good. And it's a light colored brown. Or if I'm going to use my chunky white, I'm not really sure yet. As I said, once we get to that, we will decide which will look better. Okay, so I'm just getting all of my things situated here, so bear with me. And as I said, this was a project that I came up with on my own and just experimenting with granny squares. And I wasn't familiar with a granny square scarf, so I thought maybe I would try it and see how my luck would come with it. And I thought it turned out really beautiful. Okay, now of course when you're using chunky yarn, you do have to use a bigger hook. So I'm going to be using my 6.5 millimeter or your K10 and a half hook. You can use the 6 millimeter. You can use a 5.5 millimeter. It's totally up to you as far as what you would want to use for that. So, and actually my my squares are going to probably end up being a tad bit bigger. I'm not really sure than this, but you see this example that I've made, and this one is pretty much for a you know, a young adult. I thought it was very creative for, you know, a young girl, maybe middle school age type like that, but who knows, anybody will wear these. I would wear it. I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. And it didn't take as long as I thought to do it, but you do have to do your squares individually, and then you have to line them, and then you have to sew them together, and then you add your border, and then you do have to do your tassels. So again, this was an experimental project. I thought it turned out really well, and this is what I'm going to do with you. So it will take a couple videos. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do, let me grab my book here, is we're going to do our first granny square. Okay, whichever you choose. What I'm going to do is do some granny squares in the plain brown, and then granny squares in the mix here. Okay, now you know, whatever colors you choose, whatever pattern you choose is totally up to you, but I'm going to do the traditional granny square. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our slip knot, of course, and then insert our hook. Now what I need you to do at this point is chain your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to join. So you're going to pull through, and make sure you wiggle a little bit to find that center hole, which is right here. And usually with chunky yarn it's not that difficult to find. Alright, and the first round you're going to do with this particular granny square, you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now what this does right here, this counts as your first double crochet and then your chain 2. So if any of you are familiar with granny squares, you know that there are particular places that you chain 2 in between your stitch work. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do 3 double crochet into the ring. Okay, so actually you're only going to do 2 because you have this first one. It counts as your first. So, well, let me go back over double crochet, guys. You wrap your yarn, insert it in the center hole there, pull through, wrap, pull through, wrap, and pull through. That is your double crochet. Since this is, no, we're not going to have this one acting as the first one. We're going to do 3. So do that 3. Like I say, granny squares are different. We're going to chain 3 or 3 double crochet. Okay, so basically you did your 3 double crochet in the ring. You're going to chain 2 at this point. Okay, now you want to go back in and you want to do 3 more double crochet. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now you want to chain 2. 1, 2. Let's do that again. You have to do it a total of 4 times. I'm sorry. So there's 1, 2, and 3. That's your third set. Okay, now chain 2. Okay, now this time you're only going to do 2 because this one is going to be your third one. The beginning chain 5, remember I told you that it was your chain 3 plus your 2, which we're doing in between our sets of 3. So you only want to do 2 double crochet this time in the center. So there's 1, okay, and 2. Now you're going to count up to your third chain from here where you started. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip in there, so pull through and through. Okay, so now if you look at this, you've got the core of your granny square. You should have spaces on each corner for a total of 4 spaces, and then you're going to have 4 sets of 3 double crochet. Okay, so that is your first round. Let me undo my yarn here. Okay, now for your second round, you're going to have to slip into, you're going to slip right here into this space, okay? So you just want to put your hook in the space, which is your chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, and through. So you're going to slip into that space. Alright, and then you're going to do another chain 5 like we did to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, again that's going to act as your chain 2 and your double crochet. So you want to do 2 more double crochet right in that same space. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, then you're going to skip this set of 3 double crochet. Okay, now when you're working through here, this is going to be your it's just your straight way. That's just kind of what I picked up. It's your straight way. These are your corners. When you get on your straight way, In between your double crochet, you're going to chain 1. When you go from here to here, you're going to have a chain 1 in between. But now when you round a corner, you're going to chain 2. So we did our chain 1 right here because we're going across, we're going into this next space. So yarn over, and I need you to do 3 double crochet here. 2 and 3. Now again, you're rounding this corner, and those of you that are not familiar with how you turn a corner, the key to turning a corner on a granny square is chain 2. Okay, that's going to make your corner. Now you're going to go right back in this same gap for 3 more double crochet. So basically you're going to do a 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in every corner. Alright, so there, look, you got your corner. Now to get from here to here, you're going to do that chain 1 only on the straightway. You got 4 straightaways and 4 corners. Only on the straightway are you going to chain 1. Okay, now go to your next space and complete 3 double crochet. So there's 2. There's 3. Now again, you're rounding a corner. You've got to get over to the other side to the straightway. You're going to chain 2. Okay, now you're going to do 3 more double crochet because you're in the corner. Once again, you have to make that turn. The only way to make that turn is to do your 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, and there's your second corner. Now once again, we're in the straightway right here. So you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to yarn over and do 3 double crochet in this next corner space. Okay, that's 2, and that's 3. Now once again, you want to chain 2 just to make that corner work, and do 3 more double crochet in that same space. And granny squares are not hard at all. And look, my yarn's changing. I love self-changing yarn. Love it, love it. Okay, so once again, you're in the straightway right here, so you're going to chain 1. Okay, now you're back here where you initially did your chain 5, which was your first double crochet, chain 2. Now this is going to act as, let's see, this is going to act as your first sorry guys, double crochet. So let's do 2 more. You're not going to do 3, you're only going to do 2. Okay, and then here's the second one. Alright, so now, oh, you're going to do 1 more. Sorry guys, I'm used to doing the other granny squares. Okay, now that one right there is part of this one. I'm sorry. That's part of that one. Sometimes we don't see our mistakes till we get right up on it. And we do make mistakes. Okay, so you did 3 right there also. Now you're going to chain your 2. Alright, and now you're going to join. You're going to count 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And you're going to go in and pull and pull. Okay, now, so see, now what you've done, let's back you up here. Okay? Now what you've done is you've got your 4 corners. Okay, and then you have an additional space on each side. Now, you can stop here and do the smaller version of the granny square, or you can go 1 more round and make it, you know, about that size right there. It's totally up to you, whatever size you want to do, but I think this one I'm going to make for an adult, so I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to do 1 more round. So if you're with me, we're going to slip into the next space with a slip stitch. Chain your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again that is your double crochet in your chain 2. So we're going to do 2 more doubles in this space. Okay, now we're on the runway again, We're on this this straight part, so you're still chaining 1. But now the difference is you're not going from corner to corner here. You've added an additional space. So now what you're going to do is you're going to work only 3 double crochets in this space. Grab that here. Okay, 3 double crochet. Anything that is on the straight way, it's always going to be just flat 3 double crochet. Okay, then again, you're still not to the corner, so you want to chain 1. Now you're going to get to the corner and you're going to do 3 double crochet. Oh, my yarn's changing again. Tickles me, tickles me. That's why I love doing things and changing yarn. It changes beautifully. Okay, so there's your first chain 3. Now you're going to chain 2 because you're in the corner. Now you're going to do your 3 more double crochet. Okay. And it's really, that's pretty much all there is to it. And a matter of fact, if you just keep working and working and working and working in this square, what you're going to end up with is a huge granny square afghan. I make those all the time, and I make them because they don't take as much time. Say if I have an order that somebody needs an afghan or a baby afghan or a crib blanket, things like that, I do this one because they're, number 1, they're beautiful, and number 2, they're very easy to make and they go quickly. Okay, so we did our second set of double crochet. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet. Sorry about that, guys. My dogs, they see something out there. Okay, so work that round and all the way back to the beginning. If you don't join, I'll be back with you.